Thank you for the opportunity to speak today on the legislation I proudly introduced known as Troy's Law. Before I begin, I'd like to recognize Troy's daughter, Desiree Likens, who is with us in the room. Please stand, Desiree. And Troy's boss, Jerry, is in the room. Desiree, thank you for the courage for being here today and honor your father, which he was killed a year ago next week. Been a year that he was tragically killed. And joining me is Patrick Flannery, also representative of Carter County. This bill is in honor of Troy Caldwell, a tow truck operator from Round County who was struck and killed while doing a call on the side of I-64 in Bath County. Sadly, the driver who hit him is still on the run. And just 6 months after that, Troy's death, Hubert Mosley of Louisville, a tow operator, was killed on a hit and run in I-64 in Boyd County. His killer, too, remains at large. These were Kentuckians with families simply doing their job. This legislation would allow wreckers to operate blue lights while stationary and actively removing a vehicle or debris from the highway. This is a limited, common-sense step that increases visibility, prompts drivers to slow down and move over. This proposal does not create confusion with law enforcement. It is narrowly written to allow blue lights only when the truck is stopped, not while driving or towing. And these operators are valuable because of the unpredictable conditions they work in, often at night and in bad weather and high-speed highways. And Kentucky wouldn't be the first state to act. Missouri, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Dakota, Texas, and others have already implemented the blue lights. And in the coming year, there's other states that's in the process of doing so. Mr. Chairman and members, Troy's Law is about saving the lives of our brave tow truck operators. It is about protecting the men and women who come to our rescue when we need them most and ensuring that they get to go home safely. I respectfully ask for your support of this legislation. And Representative Patrick, say something.
Thank you, all. I'd like to take the opportunity to amplify the fact that this is really about worker safety. People that are in the towing business have a very important job, but often a very dangerous job. I'd also like to commend my constituent, Bubba Johnson. Everybody knows him as Bubba in my hometown. He's like a Brazilian soccer player. He can just go by one name. But he's really taken the opportunity to become a very strong advocate for this issue, to try to find a solution to make sure that people that work in his industry have an opportunity to go home to see their spouse and their kids and their loved ones while they're doing their job. So I would welcome any conversation on this topic to try to find a solution to take a very dangerous profession. Oftentimes I don't know if we think of tow truck operators as a first responder. You know, we appreciate our police and our firefighters, our ambulance workers, our EMTs, but in many ways, people that are in this business are first responders. So you have situations, maybe it's an ice storm or rainy, someone that we care about, you know, is in a car wreck. They slide off the road. Who shows up? It's folks like, you know, Bubba's Towing, McGuire's Towing, that show up to make sure that that situation can be taken care of. So I appreciate any conversations. I know I've talked to many of you all about this. Anything that we can do to try to find a solution to make this safer, I welcome that conversation. Thank you all.
Good evening, Chairman and members of the Transportation Committee. My name's Bubba Johnson, and I've worked in the towing recovery industry for 20 years. The last 15 years, I've been the owner and operator of my own company. Last year, we lost Troy, a close friend and a man with more than 30 years' experience in our industry. He was a true professional who understood the dangers of every job, yet he was struck and killed while working on the side of the highway. His death hit hard because it could have been any of us. The reality is simple. Every day, tow operators stand within inches of traffic moving 70-plus miles an hour. Despite move over and slow down law, it isn't enough. Adding the blue lights to the rear of these tow trucks would give us one more layer of protection, a proven measure in other states that has already implemented and added it to their safety measures. This is a step that will help mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters in my industry to make it home at the end of their shift. Kentucky has an opportunity to lead, not to wait for a nationwide law, but to act now and to protect the people who serve the motoring public in Kentucky in their most difficult moments. On behalf of my industry, I respectfully ask that you all support Troy's Law. Together we can help save a few lives, and thank you.
We're going to try this. My name's Barbara McGuire. I'm the owner and operator with my husband and 2 sons of McGuire's Towing in Ashland, Kentucky. I'm here because this is important. I want to first thank you all for taking the time to hear us and to try to understand why it's important. I've brought some statistics. The first one I want to point out is OSHA did a study in 2019 in which they said the motor vehicle towing workers face a fatality risk nearly 15 times higher than workers in all other private industry. 15 times higher risk than all other industries, private industries. We also, motor vehicle incidents account for 64% of deaths, primarily involve being struck by passing traffic on the roadside. The Kentucky Injury and Protection Research Center, through UK researchers, did a study on this very issue and reported in the Journal of Safety Research titled Motor Vehicle Towing, an analysis of injuries in a high-risk yet understudied industry. They found that the national fatality rates for commercial tow truck operators exceed those of other first responders who are performing traffic incident management services. The two primary human factors involved in occupational motor vehicle fatalities were driver distractions, inattention, and falling asleep. Distractions, inattention, and falling asleep. The National Institute of Health article titled Surveillance of Traffic Incident Management Related Occupational Fatalities in Kentucky states the motor vehicle towing industry in particular is at elevated risk of occupational mortality. AAA estimates 60 tow truck operators are killed annually. That's more than 1 a week annually in the United States on the side of the road. The Emergency Responder Safety Institute report cited 80% of tow operator fatalities occur on the roadside. The towing industry that I'm a part of, we take a serious look at this, and we have in place the TIMS classes, the towing incident management certifications that we take, that all first responders have. We have that in place. We utilize the ANSI high visibility reflective safety uniforms and safety vests. We also use the amber colored lights. However, the use of amber colored lights have become so widespread that the public has become unobservant, distracted, inattentive, disregardful, and desensitized by those amber colored lights. We have amber colored lights delivering food on the little robotic delivery machines now. Blue lights are more noticeable because they are highly visible in various lighting conditions, especially at night and in bad weather, poor weather. Blue lights can trigger a caution or alert response from drivers, leading to safer driver habits. We are asking for blue lights on tow trucks, which would only be engaged or utilized when stationary, on the roadside, and clearing the roadway. This bill if passed, will save lives in Kentucky. It will get people home. And ladies and gentlemen, that is why this bill is so important. I want to thank you for taking the time to hear us, and we will be glad to answer, all of us will be glad to answer any questions you might have.